right, the Padres get a game in Houston, in a game that is going to be remembered for a play at first base involving Luis Arraez and Mauricio Dubon. The good news is for the Padres, it appears as if Arraez dodged something that could have been worse. He was back at the clubhouse tonight after going to a hospital. He was tested, may have suffered some concussion-type symptoms. We'll see what happens here for Arraez, but it appeared as if after being stretchered off the field, it could have been worse for Luis Arraez, who's back in the clubhouse post-game, smiling and laughing with his teammates. So we'll see what happens from here. But the story, again, that injury to Arraez, plus the Padres winning a game against a really good pitcher. And Dylan Cease was very good. So was the bullpen. And then Fernando Tatis Jr. continues his early season case to be the National League's MVP. So make your way in. We have year-round content for you. So please subscribe. If you are new to the channel, if you haven't subscribed, if you're watching on replay, please subscribe. Year-round content for Padres fans and baseball fans. Smash the like button for us. We need some likes tonight. So please smash the like button for us. Follow us on X at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. We appreciate your support of the channel. We really do. If you want to make sure we get your comment, if you want to control the direction of the conversation, if you agree or disagree, click the $ below the chat box. We'll get to your super chats here tonight. And if you want to become a member, you can click join down below. Padres avoid a road sweep, Jim. They improved to 4-5 on the road. They're off for Detroit. I think this game will be remembered for that play at first base in the first inning. Later again, Tatis with the game-winning home run. Solo shot, bullpen preserves the lead, and the Padres win it. But again, I think first and foremost, Luis Arraez is all right. That's what's most important here tonight. Secondly, we can get into what transpired there in the top of the first inning as well.
I'm just glad they, finish the game, John.
Yeah, they could have just ended the season right there.
I'm glad they played baseball after that.
Why wouldn't they have finished the game? I mean,
yeah,
was that ever a discussion?
I saw a little bit of this online. It's from people in the media too in town. Like, oh man, they should have played this game after that. Arraez injury. Like, was the Arraez injury bad and did it look bad? Like, yeah, it did.
It looked bad, yeah.
But this is professional sports. The last time, if everyone's like, what about DeMar Hamlin? He literally had a cardiac arrest on the field.
It's a little different.
Little different. So this is sports. Okay. People get injured a lot. All right. Did it look bad? Yes. But, you're not stopping the game. Okay. And I'm glad that they won, because if they lost, it'd have been insult to injury, no pun intended. But picking up the win, salvaging this, the final game of the series, overall, just a very solid win after that injury. In the first to Arraez, I thought this game, if Tatis wins the MVP at the end of the year, you can put a couple highlights from this game on his MVP highlight reel, because he's just, he put the team on his back defensively, offensively. I mean, he's incredible tonight, like incredible tonight.
Yeah, he's terrific. Yeah, I mean, he's had an amazing start to his year. And he's, as we've said, if he can stay healthy, he's going to be in that MVP conversation in the National League. I can say that April 20th. He will be in that conversation if he stays healthy. Let's get into this play, because, again, there's been a lot of conversation about it. It's on Sunday Night Baseball. It's the only Major League Baseball game that's being played. And it's not something you see every single day in a baseball game. Someone stretchered off a field in that circumstance. I think you and I agree with this, and I think a lot of people disagree with us probably, that I don't fault Mauricio Dubon. I think it's a freak play that can happen not just in baseball, but in sports. So, yes, baseball is not a contact sport by and large, but that doesn't mean contact and collisions can't occur. We've all seen it happen. If you've watched this sport for more than a day, you know the possibilities on the field, whether it's at home plate or another base or elsewhere in the field. I think it's one of those plays that there's very little you can do anything about, unfortunately. And I don't fault Dubon. I don't fault Arraez. I think that sometimes on a baseball field, things happen. And I think that's what happened here today. I think it was ruled properly. There was there's no interference. There's no getting in the runner's lane. They're both entitled to the base. It's a drag bunt. Arraez is trying to leg it out. I respect him for doing it. And Dubon is trying to make a play, and they collide. Such is life. And fortunately, it wasn't worse, we don't think, for Arraez. But I'm not going to sit here and harp on Mauricio Dubon being a dirty player, because I watched the play 150 times, no joke, and I just don't see anything dirty about it.
The good news is Luis Arraez was back in that clubhouse after the game talking to reporters. That's just, great. Yeah, I watched the play in real time and I watched it back. And if anybody out there thinks that Mauricio Dubon could have stopped his momentum or did that on purpose, or it was a dirty play by him, you're just looking to get mad at somebody because Luis Arraez got injured. And Dubon's the easy target because he was involved in the play. I mean, there's really no other way to see it than it was a complete bang bang accidental play. Like, I don't see how you could look at it any other way, to be honest with you. I mean, the reason why you are looking at it a different way, if you are one of those people out there, is because of what I just said. You're looking for someone to get mad at because Luis Arraez got injured, and the easy target is Mauricio Dubon, and he's on the other team, and it's us against the world. And guess what? I'm going to get mad at Mauricio Dubon, and because I have replay and I can watch everything in slow motion, I'm going to view this play how I want to view this play, which is he had easy opportunities to move out of the way. He should have stopped at first base. I can't believe he got in the way of Luis Arraez. Like, I'm sorry, but it was a bang bang play. And in real time, I don't see how he could have done anything differently because his momentum was taking him that way. The ball was literally thrown in the base path. Luis Arraez was going full speed down the line, and they collided. And it's just a complete accident. And
yeah, there's no like this. You're condescending yourself, SoCal Dude 949. You said it was an accident, still his fault. No, it's not, because in an accident there isn't fault. And on a baseball field, there are dynamics at play that are outside of people's control. And to Jim's point, Dubon's not a first baseman. He's covering first. If you watch him, he's on a dead sprint.
Yeah.
And then the throw, to your point, is not a perfect throw. It leads him through the bag. This isn't PlayStation 5. You don't touch the bag and then reverse momentum. You touch the bag and his momentum is carrying him into foul territory. He happened to, in that moment, collide with Luis Arraez. If you watch Dubon's eyes on this play, he's watching the ball as the ball is tossed over first. He is not a first baseman. He's not taught in that spot to avoid contact with the runner. He's taught in that spot to get the out and to make sure he tags the bag. So again, I guess at the end of the day, it might be neither here nor there because injuries do happen. The Padres have dealt with a million of them so far this year, and hopefully this isn't overly significant. And hopefully if he does go on the IL, it's no longer than 7 days, which is what you can do with a concussion IL,
right,
on the 7-day IL as opposed to the 10-day IL. And who knows, maybe he doesn't go on. Maybe he misses a game and then he plays on Tuesday. But I think that, yeah, people are trying to make Mauricio Dubon out to be – I just think people are trying to make this into more than it really was. And then, the umpire should have ruled interference. Why? Like, I do not understand it. If this play occurs and the contact is minimal or Arraez isn't injured in the manner in which he was injured, nobody would ever say anything about it. And we see this type of play all the time. We just don't see that type of injury all the time. But we've seen collisions at first all the time. By the way, did the umpires rule interference after a 15-minute delay? No. Did Mike Schill ask for interference? No, because there wasn't any. So this is what happens. It's part of the game. And again, it could have been awful. I mean, Luis Arraez, who knows what could happen? Broken jaw. I mean, a significant concussion. I mean, it could have been anything under the sun, but thankfully it doesn't appear as if it was that. But I mean, first and foremost, you want to make sure Luis Arraez is okay, obviously. And by the way, Dubon, the first thing he does, he's trying to help Luis Arraez. He's like over on top of him, like trying to make sure that he's all right. So I just think it's kind of unfair to be critical of the player in that spot. And I'm sure a lot of people disagree, but that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I got some guy on social media arguing obstruction. Like,
talking about?
Give me a break. You don't know what you're talking about. It's not obstruction. It's it was an unfortunate situation. And now it sucks, because Luis Arraez is probably going to miss a week or two, depending on how he reacts to, this injury, right? Does he wake up with concussion-like symptoms tomorrow? Does he not? What's going to be the fallout from this? That's what I'm more concerned about. This thing, if I didn't see the reaction that I did online, some really just, really bad takes out there.
Awful,
some really
awful takes.
If I didn't see that, I wouldn't have put one thought in my head about, man, I can't believe Mauricio Dubon is not changing his momentum in midair and whatever these dumb takes are. It's like, no, my first thought was, oh, dude, I hope Luis Arraez is going to miss a bunch of time. And I hope he's okay. But all I see is these idiotic takes from people online being like, oh, that was obstruction, or I can't believe he didn't stop his momentum, or I can't believe he lowered his shoulder into Luis Arraez's chin.
Right. Or could have been avoided. Like how? Like I've watched this play so many, there literally could not have been avoided. The only way it's avoided is if one of those players gives up on the play, no one's saying it was his intent, but he did run into him, therefore his fault. No, he didn't run into him. He's playing the game of baseball. He didn't not have the ball and run into him. The only reason he ran into him was to make a play at first base. So it's like, again,
and guess what? If I was
people aren't going to agree on this. This is one of those things people aren't going to agree on.
I know. And guess what? If I was an Astros fan, I would agree that I would argue Luis Arraez ran into Mauricio Dubon. So there you go. Like you can go both ways if you wanted to on this. It's an unfortunate injury. It was a bang play. If you are out there and you are upset at Mauricio Dubon and you are using arguments that, he should have stopped his momentum. I can't believe he did that. And why didn't he catch the ball a certain way? And why didn't he turn his body a certain way in midair and this and that? You are just upset.
I think you cut out, but yeah. All right, let me get to the first super of the night. Guys, if you're here, please subscribe. You're on content for Padres fans. Smash the like button for us. You can follow us on X. I can't hear you. Now I can. Jim's gone, but that's all right. Brando's Modern Life. Thank you. It says great game. Tatis 3, Astros 2. Prayers for Arraez. Yeah, I mean, listen, that was everyone's concern initially. I mean, we all wanted to know if Luis Arraez was going to be all right. And thankfully, Arraez was back in that clubhouse tonight. I mean, this thing could have been an absolute disaster. But
can you hear me?
Thankfully, Arraez hopefully avoided what could have been. I don't even know what could have happened. It didn't look good in real time. It really didn't. And him being down on the field as long as he was and being stretchered off, I mean, it looked awful. But for him to walk back into the clubhouse, I think is the part of the day that, yeah, win or lose, you just hope Arraez is all right. So to get the win is great. I mean, do they have to deal with these injuries? Yeah. I mean, they're dealing with crazy injuries right now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't know if your
computer sucks.
No, it wasn't my computer. I nicked my cord and like my mic went off and I was in the middle.
Whose fault is that? Dubon's?
Oh, it's Mauricio Dubon's fault. And it's so funny. I want to say this and we'll move on. And I know it's one person and it's whatever, but this Padres doomer until World Series win on social media, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up.
You're not still talking to him, are you?
No, I muted him, but like, shut the fuck up. Move on. You're the biggest troll I know online, and you're wrong. So anyway, hope Luis Arraez is okay. Sounds like he's going to be okay. And the most important thing is that he's healthy and he's okay. And then the next most important thing is they picked up the win, and Fernando Tatis Jr. is an MVP. On an MVP stretch right now to start the season, and he is carrying this team, and amazing game from him.
Not just that, I would say that Dylan Cease pitching in a tough ballpark in a really good pitching matchup against Framber Valdez really threw it pretty well. He had the 2-0 lead. Yes, he allowed those 2 runs in the 6th inning, but I think, wait, is that the 6th inning that he allowed the 2 runs? I think I have that right. I might be looking at whenever it was. I thought he pitched well enough here today. What was his final line? His final line.
It was hold on.
5 innings, 2 runs. I thought it was maybe 6 innings, 2 runs. 5 innings, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. I thought he pitched well enough. And then this bullpen is unbelievable.
Amazing.
We'll talk a lot about Tatis, But this bullpen is the best ERA in baseball. Alec Jacobs been terrific. Jason Adams unhittable. He went 5 outs, but got 6 because he struck out a batter who reached. And Robert Suarez threw 102, maybe? He threw, I think, 102.
Dude, he was pumping it in there. He was throwing some cheese tonight.
Yeah, this bullpen is completely loaded, and they should do this all season long. Sit on small leads and win, which most teams can't do. And the Padres, I think, have an ability to do. What's the record in one-run games, guys? I think it's 6-1 or 7-1. So they've been elite in one-run games. I mean, 16-6, yeah, they lose 2 out of 3 in Houston, but they lost 2 out of 3 in Chicago, and then they bounced back and won 2 out of 3 in Sacramento. This Detroit series isn't the easiest, Jim, but they're not facing either Skubal or Casey Mize. Casey Mize is a 2 ERA, and Skubal's as good of a pitcher as there is in the sport. So maybe or hopefully can win that series there. But, I mean, they're in fine shape other than the injuries. The only thing holding them back right now is their health, and it's significant, but at 16-6, I mean, you get healthier and you'd feel great.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like weathering the storm, right? So Luis Arraez down for probably 7-day concussion protocol, or I mean, if he's in the lineup tomorrow,
he's not in the lineup tomorrow.
I know, but if he's in the lineup on Tuesday, you know, all these takes out there that I see they're gonna look real stupid. Now, I don't think that's going to be what's going to happen. I do think they're going to err on the side of caution with him. I mean, that's just the way the Padres have operated here. But like weathering the storm until you get these guys back, especially Jackson Merrill, Jake Cronenworth recovering from that non-displace fracture, and now Luis Arraez going down. That just puts more emphasis on, Toddy and Manny and, to carry the load. I don't think Xander Bogaerts is a guy I trust to carry a load while guys are down. He just, I mean, I don't know what you can say about Xander Bogaerts, honestly. It is what it is at this point. But other guys need to step up. And the good thing is their pitching, and especially their bullpen, will definitely lead the way. And it's going to have to lead the way during this time here to get through this storm. And the best part about the start of their season is you almost would just say, all right, until these guys are back, I think I would take 500.
Yeah, you're right. If for the next 10 days or whatever it is, 10 or 15 days, you go 6-6.
Yeah.
But then you're 22-12. You're probably still one of the better teams in the National League if you're 22-12.
Probably.
And you're healthier, and you have Jackson Merrill, and maybe you're getting closer to getting Jake Cronenworth back, and maybe Luis Arraez is back in your lineup. Right. Brenda's Modern Life, thank you for the super. He says Valdez intentionally made Manny hit his own foot. Yeah, that first inning was wild. It was about 30 minutes. Manny had a 12 or 13 pitch at bat. He fouled back-to-back pitches off the same spot of his foot. Also in that inning, Xander Bogaerts was either held or stopped himself after getting waved around third. That might have cost them a run there in that really odd first inning where the Padres shouldn't have even scored a run, if not for that bad throw by Dubon, and what should have ended the inning on a double play. And Christian Walker is so sure-handed, he didn't make that play, and Dubon had so much time. The difference is one run. Think about that. I think the Padres have won 2 games this year like that, where they get the benefit of an inning that doesn't end on a routine double play. They score a run, then they win by a run. So they have taken advantage of other teams' miscues, which is always the sign of a good team. And they did it to some extent there in the first inning. That was basically the difference between winning and losing. And thankfully, Machado hopefully is all right. He's played well, man. He's hit the ball well out of the gates, Manny. And obviously, Toddy has played as well as anyone in the sport, I would say, through 20 or 22 games or whatever it is. He's reached base in every game. I think he's 21 consecutive games he's reached base safely in now to start the season. So he's been absolutely terrific.
Yeah, Manny and Tatis leading the way. Gavin Sheets as well came up big tonight. Replacing Luis Arraez there. Jose Iglesias, or not Jose Iglesias. Yuli Gurriel, Jose Iglesias, Tyler Wade, Oscar Gonzalez, Martin Maldonado, Xander Bogaerts, those guys, if you can just get anything out of them, you take it. Right. But all in all, this game to me was about Tatis and that bullpen because, lights out, in my opinion. Jacob, Adams, Suarez, 5 strikeouts, no walks, 1 hit in 4 innings pitched. It's really good.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. They've gotten production out of their catchers. I mean, Maldonado 2 more hits. Like this guy's like surpassed his like season total for hits in 2024 already in a month in 2025. He's been good defensively. He had a couple of miscues in that inning in which Houston scored 2 runs, I think, in the 5th inning. Bogaerts had a couple of hits today, thankfully. As long as you can get production with guys out, to your point, guys like, I mean, whether it's Gurriel or Gonzalez, I mean, Iglesias has just been good till today. He was hitless, but yeah, I mean, they're getting enough production, obviously, to win games.
Yeah.
James, thank you. He says, with the way we've been playing, do you feel Padres will keep a platoon at left field Tirso, by the way, making his major league debut last night. Tirso Ornelas and Oscar Gonzalez Hayward are traded for a left fielder like Luis Robert Jr. I don't think they're training for a left fielder like Luis Robert Jr. I don't know what the deal with Hayward is. He's on the IL. I think that it's probably an upgrade in playing younger guys like Gonzalez and Ornelas, or a higher ceiling than relying on Jason Hayward. I have no problem with the Tirso Ornelas, Oscar Gonzalez platoon to see if it works out.
Yeah, I think giving Tirso an opportunity, I mean, you probably look at this as an upgrade over Jason Hayward, to be honest with you. That's how I view it. Him and Oscar Gonzalez, to me, are clear upgrades over Jason Hayward out there. And then once you get Merrill back, I think their outfield should be, their 4 outfielders should be Tirso, Oscar Gonzalez, Jackson Merrill, and Fernando Tatis Jr. Like, is anybody going to miss Jason Hayward? No. Is anybody going to miss Tyler Wade?
Knows?
No.
Yeah.
And once Jake comes back, you have Jake come back. You get rid of Tyler Wade. You have Luis Arraez come back. I think Yuli Gurriel is a guy that, I mean, what's he really given this team? I don't know. Not a lot. So again, just weathering the storm here is going to be the key for the Padres. Like, and just hope that there are no more big time injuries to players. These aren't season ending injuries, thankfully, but the nagging injuries could be a problem. So weather the storm, get these guys back, trim the fat, bullpen stays hot, pitching still good, and see what they can do. If take 2 or 3 in Detroit, 3-3 road trip, the way they're playing at home, take 3-3 road trips all day.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how easy it'll be to take 2 out of 3, especially if you're without Arraez, another batter in your lineup. But again, I think not getting Skubal or Mize, man, you got to feel pretty fortunate.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, that's a huge break. The alternative, you get both of them maybe, and then you're an underdog in 2 of those games at least. But now you're probably going to be a favorite to win 2 of those games. Again, not a guarantee by any stretch, but they're capable of winning that series, and we'll see if they take advantage of that. Coming up, the thing on Tatis real quick is like, this is impressive because now you're getting to be like, this sample size getting big. He's got 81 ABs. His plate appearances, I don't have in front of me. It's got to be in the 90 plus range. He's hit 358 with 8 home runs and 7 steals and 1127 OPS. That's an unbelievable start. Now, again, it's a good enough sample size. It's not a whole season, but I don't see any reason to believe that it's not going to be who he is if he's out there every single day. Like, I don't think this is just like a hot stretch for Fernando Tatis Jr. I think this is who Fernando Tatis Jr. is as a 26-year-old, if he can stay on the field and stay healthy.
Like, he leads the league in batting average. He leads the league in home runs. Okay. He, like you said, 7 stolen bases. His OPS is second in the league, only behind Pete Alonso. His on-base percentage is .436 as a leadoff hitter.
Terrific.
Yeah, as Owen puts in the chat, a 214 WRC plus.
Yeah.
For all you nerds out there. I mean, he is.
Yeah, like 2 times better than league average, a little better than that.
Yeah, he is a 5-tool player if you would ever see a 5-tool player. Defense, offense, can run the bases well.
Play. How about the
Obviously,
sliding catch throws from his ass, trying to double up?
yeah, he does it
first
all.
base.
He can hit for power. He can hit for, now he's hitting for average. He's not striking out ever, which is what you want out of a leadoff hitter. He's stealing bases. He's hitting home runs. He's doing literally everything you want out of a superstar player. And oh, by the way, he's the top tier lineup. So he has been completely unlocked. You just knock on wood every game that he stays healthy. And if he stays healthy, he is going to put up a massive season, guys. Like, there's no question in my mind about that. I think you can agree, John. Like, he stays healthy, he's going to put up a massive year.
Oh, 100%. And WRC plus, by the way, is basically your offensive production, but they account for ballpark factors. And I said he's 2 times better than league average. Someone put it 100's league average, and anything over that is a percentage above it. So he's over 100% better than league average.
Is that good?
20 plus games. So he's just been absolutely terrific. And again, I don't know if he's hitting 358 for a season. I'm not saying that. And I don't know if I'll have an 1127 OPS, but guess what? He could have a 1000 OPS in an MVP season, and he could hit over 300 in MVP season, and he can hit 45 plus home runs because I've seen him hit 42.
Yep.
And he can steal 30 bases for the first time in his career as well, with the new, advantages for runners. Larger bases, you can't throw over as often, right? He can easily steal 30 bases, and he can hit 40 home runs, and he could have a 1000 OPS. Now, he's got to do it, but
yeah,
I'm not going to bet against Fernando Tatis Jr. this year.
But could I see him hitting in the 300s? Like, could he hit 315? Yeah.
I mean, I think he can hit 300 plus.
I think so too. And to stay healthy is the number one priority for him. But like, are we finally going to see in what year is this, John? 2019. What, 6? Year 6 for Tatis? Year 7? Year 7 for Tatis, right? Year 7.
Didn't play one year, but yeah.
Okay. Year 7. Can we see that like breakout year? I mean, if you want to say 2021 was a breakout year, okay, I'm not going to argue it, but there are some holes in that where he played 130 games and he had a sublux shoulder, but still, yeah, I get it. Hit 42 bombs that year. He was a beast. I mean, he hit one literally out of Dodger Stadium. They have a plaque there for him right now because of it. But I want to see him play like 150 plus games, because if he does that, dude's a 50 home run hitter potentially.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'd love to see him lead the Padres in games played this year, if possible.
Oof, I know.
I want to get back to the conversation in a moment, guys. If you're here, there's over 400 of you here live right now. Please subscribe, all right? Please subscribe. Year-round content for you, in season and out of season. Smash the like button for us and follow us on X. Thank you for the super chats. Click the $ below the chat box if you support the channel, if you want to see your comment on screen. And Mark, thank you for your title sponsorship of the wrap-up show. We were talking to Mark Nimitz earlier tonight. He's a great insurance agent. You can take that from us. We've done business with him for forever at this point, about 4 years. I've got a homeowners, a life insurance, and earthquake insurance policy through Mark Nimitz. He does auto as well. If you have any needs, let Mark take care of you. He's going to save you money if you ever need him. He's going to save you time, but he's a great insurance agent when it comes to service and communication. So you file a claim and you need him, he's going to be there for you day and night. Anything you need from Mark Nimitz, he's going to be there for you. He is a lifelong Padres fan. He is a native San Diegan. He's been on the channel since the day we launched the channel 4 years ago. So if you have any insurance needs, get free quotes by clicking the link in the description down below, or call Mark. He'd love to talk to you about the Padres, and he'd love to save you money on your insurance as well. So if you support our channel, please support our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. Yeah,
all his information is on that ticker below, mnimitz at farmersagent.com. When you reach out to Mark, let him know that John and Jim from the Wrap-Up Show sent you.
All right, so Padres get a game in Houston after dropping a pair of games on Friday and Saturday. Tatis homered on Saturday in the loss. Remember, they had a 2-0 lead yesterday for Michael King. I mean, they were cruising along.
Yep.
Until
and then one mistake by King.
King allows that 2-run home run to Christian Walker. I did not suspect it. I felt as if the Padres are in good shape. Michael King hadn't allowed a run in like a decade, and then he allows the 2-run home run, and the Padres fell yesterday 3-2. So it was disappointing Saturday, but they do bounce back on Sunday. They had an opportunity to win the series based on having Michael King on the mound, midway through a game or in the 6th inning with the 2-0 lead, but they get one. And again, I think maybe they probably think they should have gotten more than one based on how they played Saturday, building that lead, but unable to hold it.
Yeah, they're still, playing good baseball. They're not like all of a sudden they go on the road and they're losing 6-1 and they can't get any hits and they're getting shut out. Like, they probably should have won yesterday's game.
Yeah, I thought so.
Friday night, you had an opportunity. You got it within a run off of the Arraez home run. And you let the number 9 hitter really beat you in that game, but you had a chance in that game. I think they lost 6-4. So
yeah,
I mean, they're still playing good baseball. They're in these games, and with their start, like losing 2 or 3 in Houston, I don't know. To me, it does not feel like the end of the world. It doesn't.
Yeah,
you go to Detroit. If you take 2 or 3, like 3-3 road trip, you take that all the time. Especially if they're going to play like 990 baseball at home. Again, they won't. But playing average baseball on the road to start a season is like you take that. You don't expect the team all of a sudden to go like 10-1 on the first 11 games of their road trips. Like you just hope that you can finish 500 on the road, and then eventually later in the year start playing better, having things click, win 43, 44, 45 games on the road, and you win 50 plus games at home. There's 90 plus wins right there.
Yeah, like the crazy point to our collective points are Cam Smith hits a 2-out 3-run home run on Friday night, right? The number 9 hitter. Okay,
right.
It's off Kyle Hart, so it's possible, but you're not expecting it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the difference. And then yesterday, it's a 2-out 2-run home run from a batter who had really struggled to start the year in Christian Walker. Now, again, I'm not going to excuse it away and be like, well, if they didn't hit the home runs, the Padres sweep the series. I'm just saying that when you consider the circumstances, all right, number 9 hitter takes you deep for a 3-run home run. Christian Walker beats Michael King. Like, what? That's impossible in that situation. It's like, okay, I can live with it because I trusted Michael King. I don't think it's going to happen more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you play this series 10 times, and the Padres probably win this series, 6 or 7 of the time. So I'm fine with it. To your point, they're 4-5 on the road. It's way too early to deduce anything from that, and we'll see how they play in Detroit. And then they come back home, and hopefully they start getting healthier when they come back home. And you see someone like Jackson Merrill at some point in the next week or 10 days. And you see Luis Arraez, hopefully, at some point in the next week. And we'll wait on Jake Cronenworth. The one thing I know about Jake is he'll be sooner rather than later. I think ultimately he's not going to miss 6 or 8 weeks because of this rib. He'll probably force his way back into that lineup, would be my guess. And we'll see how much time it is. But I'm with you. I'm not losing sleep over losing 2 out of 3. Houston's going to be good. Houston will be in the postseason. They haven't started great. They're a game under 500. But I think we'd all be surprised if Houston wasn't a playoff caliber team this year.
Right. I would be surprised too. They just have too much talent there. Like Framber Valdez is one of the best pitchers in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Alvarez, the guy's incredible. They lost Bregman this offseason, but still got Altuve, still got Pena, right? Alvarez, they have Josh Hader as their closer. They're going to be a good team. They're going to be a good team. They're not going to probably be the best team, but they're going to be a good team. They look a lot. Didn't last year they start out really bad and they just went on a hot stretch.
12-24.
Yeah, and they made the postseason, right?
Yeah, they won 86 or 88 games. I mean, they really played well after that start.
Yep.
JD's third, thank you, man, for the super. He says, happy 420. Happy 420 to you.
Happy 420.
It will be a long season. Don't get too high or too low. Our unfinished business is in October, not April. Arraez is a trooper, LFGSD. That's fair, but we'll talk about it every day, and we will get too high and too low because the season is long. And I think Padres fans, by and large, should be pretty optimistic based on this start. The only reason I wouldn't be jumping for joy is because of their health. Dude, if this team was fully healthy in 16-6, Padres fans would be over the moon. And they still, by and large, are over the moon because they're 16-6. The only thing holding people back, holding me back right now, is are they going to be healthy? Are they going to suffer more injuries in the short term? And how are they going to deal with them? And at one point, does it crumble down? Like, how many injuries can you suffer and tread water? At least is a question.
Well, there's a couple guys that they can't afford to lose. That's Manny. That's Tatis. That's King. That's Cease. That's who else?
Suarez, Adam. I mean, their bullpen's so good, but
yeah, Estrada, Adam, Suarez. I mean, if you lost one of those guys, it makes things difficult. They're still a good bullpen for sure.
Yeah, they still have a good bullpen.
But the four guys that at this point in time right now that you just can't lose is Tatis, Machado, King, and Cease. You can't, and I would say Pivetta too. Throw Pivetta in there. Like those 5 guys right there need to stay healthy during this weathering of the storm of getting guys back, and that's just like has to happen. And frankly, you can't lose either of those. You can't lose any of those guys. I feel like for the rest of the season. You know, I'd throw Jackson Merrill in there too, for sure, as a guy that you don't want to lose. But I mean, this team we know how this team is. As Manny goes, they go. I mean, right now, as Tatis is putting this team on his back. But those 5 dudes that I named, Pivetta, King, Cease, and then Manny and Tatis, yeah, they stay healthy. You're gonna be okay, and you can weather the storm. I feel like.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good point. You probably even like they're dealing with the Merrill thing right now. Like if you had nobody wants to see it, but if Manny was on an IL and missed 14 games, could you overcome it? Again, you don't want to.
You don't want to try that. You don't want to try it out.
But what's the record without Merrill now? 8-3?
8-4, maybe. I think it is, right? Good. No.
I think it's 4 because they had 2 losses in Houston.
8-4?
So they've been good, Again, I don't want to tempt fate with it either. I agree with you. I don't think they're going to play 667 baseball without Jackson Merrill all year.
They were 10-2 with Merrill, right?
I don't know. But if they were, does that math work? No, because then they'd be
they're 10-2, and then they're
8-2.
8-2. That's right.
Yeah,
8-2.
that's right. 8-2,
and then now 8-4. Okay, that makes sense.
That's the math. You're right.
Okay,
you're right. Slotting ain't easy. Thank you, man, for the super chat, guys. If you are here, please subscribe, and thank you for the super chats. Just click the $sign below the chat box. He says, if the team eventually gets all healthy, at what point do we discuss platooning Bogaerts? Is this a valid concern or even an option? I don't see it as a realistic option. I think it's a concern, and I think it's a fair question to ask from a fan's perspective. I don't think the organization is having this question, would be my guess, a month into this season about platooning Xander Bogaerts in year 3 of an 11-year deal. I guess you never know. But I think I saw some people saying in the chat, like, what is the day that Xander Bogaerts will hit his first home run?
Dude, I know.
Is it in the next 7?
Probably won't be in Detroit, and I just jinxed it. You'll probably hit one in Detroit.
Good.
Like Detroit.
Reverse jinxes are good.
Awesome. Do it. I think I know he had 2 hits tonight, but I don't know, man. He just leaves a lot to be desired, like a lot. And I find myself getting more frustrated at Xander than like anything,
I think his defense is really blah.
Oh, it's it's completely
I
blah.
do. I pick holes in this game every single night. He had a play tonight that pop up on the infield with a runner first that he dropped because he wanted the slower runner at first, and then they pinch ran, and then the dude stole second base. It's like, he just stop, just make the play. Don't get cute. Don't let a ball drop on the infield. I don't know. Maybe I'm just mad at Xander Bogaerts. He does frustrate me. He really does. He has 2 hits. I'm like, hit a home run.
And a lot of it has to do with how much he's getting paid. Like if he was a $15 million player, I would still be frustrated with him, but it wouldn't make me as upset knowing, like I do now, like, oh, he's a $26 million player, right? Is that what it is? 26?
Yeah, something 26.7 or something weird like that. Yeah.
So I'm like, it's frustrating at times with Xander. And like I've said, the majority of the games that they have won with Xander here are in spite of Xander rather than because of Xander. Xander's helped. Don't get me wrong, he's helped in some games for sure, and wins. Like, he's not just completely useless. Like, he has helped this team win baseball games. But if you tallied it up and if you watch every single one of their wins, which we have, I'm not sensing a trend of man, most of their wins are because of Xander, or Xander's in the middle of all of it. No, he's kind of just along for the ride.
Dude, I'll give you another example with Xander tonight. Here's what frustrated me today. It was
third base.
Well, yeah, when whatever happened there, but when he batted, he grounded into a double play that they just threw away. That was what the play that Dubon threw away after the injury to Arraez. Like, again, he's just, I don't know. He's not clutch. I hope he proves me wrong. He's had 8 doubles this year. That's freaking psycho. He's on pace for 100.
I know he doubled tonight. But
he had a double. He's at 8 doubles in 22 games is a huge number. So, okay, if he has 50 doubles this year, maybe I'll change my tune. But then again, he's had 8 doubles and his OPS is still blah to start the year. So, again, he's never been a power guy, but he's been a well-rounded hitter guy. And he's got to hit, I don't know, he's got to hit 300 if he's not going to hit for power. He's going to have to hit 310 if he's not going to hit for power for me.
Yeah, dude, if he had 40 doubles this year and like 75 RBI and he only had like, I don't know, 10 home runs, but he hit 280 with a 790 OPS, I would take that. And I say it's a good year.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
he'll hit 10 home runs. It just will happen, right? He'll probably hit 14 home runs, but I don't know. I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, he's fine, but like, you're in the middle of that lineup, and it just seems like a lot of his opportunities that he's getting to be productive, he's just not coming through.
Talon, appreciate the super. I don't want to tend to agree with this. I really don't. I mean, Padres have played well. They've been hurt, but I don't think there's some curse going on with Luis Arraez getting hurt at first base. I really don't. Or Jackson Merrill pulling his hamstring. I think, if anything, we should be pleased with their start because nobody expected them to be 16-6. If I would have asked all Padres fans a month ago, will the Padres be 16-6? Nobody would have said that realistically. So I prefer to look at it through that lens than the injury lens. And to your point, Jim, from earlier, it's not like everyone's out for the year. You know, if they suffer 2 season-ending injuries in the first 3 weeks, okay. But we think that all these are relatively short-term injuries as opposed to, year-long injuries for Luis Arraez.
Yeah, they're not injuries that I'm like overly concerned about. Like, I'm kind of concerned about Jake Cronenworth because you kind of like, you're gonna feel that when you swing, and if he gets hit again in that area, it's like, oh shit. And I'm a little concerned about Jackson Merrill because hamstrings just can be nagging, and he's the player that can't, be like Manny, which picks his spots. Mm-hmm. He's a 100% player all the time. So like that kind of concerns me a little bit. I'm not really concerned about Luis Arraez like at all. I think this is just a precautionary thing.
Yeah.
My guess, and I did not hear what he said tonight, but
he didn't speak to the media.
Okay. Did he? I thought he did because I know he was in the locker or in the clubhouse.
No, he was told he was like specifically not. I mean, he like just suffered a concussion, so probably not the perfect night to talk to the media. But Mike Schilt spoke on it and said, hey, we've been burned on testing before, but we think he avoided like broken bones, which I guess is likely the case if he was in the clubhouse.
My guess is watching the play, Dubon's forearm caught Arraez perfectly in the jaw and knocked him out. And to be cautious, they got the stretcher because they didn't know, like, he was knocked out on the ground, right? This is not football. This is not, hey, go back, there's a stinger. Like, right. So I think a lot of it was precaution, but he probably got hit like perfectly in the jaw. And it doesn't matter. Like, sometimes you get hit perfectly and boom, you're knocked out, So, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't great, no doubt about it. But if he only misses a week, knock on wood, cross fingers, or if it's less than that, then that's an amazing result.
It looked like it's like this guy's out for the year.
I saw, I'm like, did he break his shoulder? Did he break his jaw? Did he suffer something worse than that? And if it was any of those, you're talking weeks, if not months. Cruiser, thank you, man. He says Bogey's problem is his allergy to RBIs, only 5. That's crazy. He has 5 runs batted in. How can you have 8 doubles and 5 RBIs?
He's sitting like right in the middle of that lineup.
Yeah, that's bonkers. Not all of that is his fault with 8 doubles, but that's just odd.
He just he just does not drive in runs for this team. He doesn't.
What's he hitting with men in scoring position?
Good question, John. Let me look that up right here.
I'm looking it up too, but I'm heading into tonight. Are you using MLB.com or Baseball Reference?
I'm using MLB.com.
Okay, tell me what it says. It's on my Baseball Reference.
Hold on, splits here.
Coming into tonight, he was 167.
He is 158 with the scoring position. So
yeah, so he's been awful.
He is 3 for 19 with runners in scoring position with 4 RBI.
Yeah, 3 for 19 with a double with men in scoring position.
He's hitting 158, 557 OPS with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, come on. And again, it's not a whole season. Do better, though.
No, but again, you're like, are you ever just going to like do something?
How about like a bases clearing double? Now you have to have the bases loaded to do that. I don't know if you realize that, but how about something like that in the next like 2 days for Xander Bogaerts? Keaton, thank you. He says, did you know Wade dated, is it Alex Earl? He pulls, so he should stay up to help the boys out. Locker room glue guy bringing hotties to the clubhouse. I don't know if that's the reason why they're going to keep him up.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
but
I don't.
Congratulations, Tyler Wade. I guess. Who I don't know who she is.
You don't know who Alex Earl is? It's okay. She's like an influencer.
Bro, I don't know influence.
She was dating
supposed to know influencers.
The wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins, Barrios. I figure his first name, but they were dating.
And Tyler Wade.
Tyler Wade.
Who's more famous, Barrios without a first name or Tyler Wade?
Oh, Barrios for sure.
Barrios. Okay. All right. Thank you, Keaton, for the super chat. JMR, appreciate you, man. He says people are idiots. Competitors who ran into each other, accident. People want Dubon suspended for what? He didn't break any rules. Google MLB fielders right away. Xander 6'4", not clutch, no power. Yeah, the runner doesn't have more of the right to the base than the fielder, by the way.
Another thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, Dubon didn't do anything wrong. Dubon spoke on this postgame, by the way, Jim. He felt bad about it. He's like, of course, nobody wants that to happen. He didn't want it to happen. He said it was just an accident. Of course it was. How could it not be? Is anyone like, yeah, let me take out Luis Arraez? Watch the play. That's not what happened.
Again, people just want to get mad at somebody because Luis Arraez got hurt and Dubon is the easy target.
Right. Let's get back to it in a moment. We do want to remind our viewers about our friends at Mova Globes. If you want a Mova Globe, click the link in the description down below and use promo code PWS10 and get 10% off. Click that link in the description down below. They have all 30 teams officially licensed. This company is based in San Diego, and they have offices here in San Diego, and this technology was invented in North County at Cardiff by the Sea. These spin automatically with artificial or natural light. Great gift idea, perfect for a home or work office. It's great for the baseball fan in your life. They probably have everything. They don't have this. Click the link in the description down below. They have all 30 teams. So maybe your brother-in-law loves the Cubs. You can pick that up. They're available for you. Click the link in the description down below. Remember to use promo code PWS10. Get 10% off with promo code PWS10.
Yeah, get a Mova Globe today. Get it for your desk. Get it for yourself. Get it for a bookshelf. Pick up a Mova Globe. PWS10 is the promo code in the chat below. Get one today.
Check out their other globes too. They have
a bunch. Yeah.
Wait, first of all, Padres burner. What is that freaking photo? Is that from That's What's In or whatever?
Yeah.
Change it. This doesn't apply, dude. What are you talking about? How does that apply? That's different, right? Isn't that apples to oranges?
Yes, people are trying to. Yes.
And honestly, some of it isn't really a pitcher's fault. You always blame the pitcher for someone like how often, okay, Jake Cronenworth gets hit in the ribs by a fastball. You're like, man, that pitcher, he's the worst. It happens all the time. It's part of the game, is it not?
Now, if a pitcher, if I know that a pitcher is actively throwing at somebody, like
That's
on
different.
purpose,
But they
that's
weren't throwing
different.
at Cronenworth when he got hit in Chicago.
No.
Or like today, you saw some. I think people are like, "Oh, you got to retaliate on Dubon." I'm like, "What is that? What?
Oh my
Retaliate,
God,
dude? Stop! Just stop!
They're like, he needs to wear one. Like, fuck, for what?
For what? Yeah, makes no sense." And by the way, Schulte doesn't even play that game by and large over these 2 years. Like they're not going to retaliate, and because there's nothing to retaliate for, but they're not going to retaliate.
No. When it comes to that, when it comes to
Mhm.
that, Schulte is all talk. By the way, just to let you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That he doesn't. He says they'll retaliate with their play, which has basically been true.
Yep.
Talon, thank you. Says how confident we can beat Tigers with this lineup. I mean, that's a fair question, but they still have Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. in this lineup,
and they beat the Astros tonight with, Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado in the lineup.
Correct. Now, again, without Arraez, without Merrill, like, are you getting thinner? Yeah, you're getting thinner. HBBBV, thank you. He says, Alex talked about Wadey on a podcast. Okay. I didn't realize that.
Interesting. Braxton Berrios, that's the name. Thank you, Jerry.
Okay.
Okay.
I've never heard of him. And just like I'd never heard of Tyler Wade if he didn't play for the Padres.
No one's heard of Tyler Wade. Unless you're a Padres fan.
Exactly. Nobody, right? Exactly. That's exactly right. Starting center fielder for the San Diego Padres.
Right.
What else here tonight?
Hold on.
Has been happening. What are you doing?
Nothing. I was just looking something up. By the way, I have to call someone out real quick here. Okay. You got the notification too. James,
what?
Bro. Yes, I'm roasting you for your dinner.
What is it? What, breaded chicken breast?
Yeah. Sorry, James. Get some greens, bro.
That's hilarious.
Anyway.
That's hilarious. Let me get to the super. JD's
Darnay, if you want to join the chat, you can join the chat.
Yeah. JD's third says, did these same folks get mad at Nando when he collided with Rizzo at first base? It's an accident. Keep calm and carry on, people. Arraez will be fine. Is that Fernando?
Luis with
going
Anthony
back
Rizzo?
like 10 years?
Huh?
Maybe I remember. I might be. I don't know. I don't recall necessarily.
I know Rizzo was involved in something, but I don't think it was. Was it Fernando Tatis Jr.? It was.
I don't remember that. What year was that?
Oh man, was it 2019?
When Rizzo got concussed, I kind of remember it. I don't fully remember it.
2021, 2023.
Honestly, I remember 2023.
Remember.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember.
He broke his hip. Oh, I kind of remember that. Yes. Was he with the Yankees?
Probably.
Remember that?
I don't.
The Rizzo home plate thing was with
dude.
The Rizzo home plate thing was when Andy Green was the manager.
Yeah, and he like ran over Austin Hedges.
No, that's the 2023. I do remember that. And Rizzo, I do remember that. But it didn't look like this Arraez play. But yeah, I think Rizzo missed the rest of the year with some hip injury.
Yeah, it's all blame Tatis. Tatis's fault. Obstruction.
But that's kind of my point. I mean, plays are going to happen. There's a lot of contact over first base. Things are going to happen, right? I mean, it's going to happen. It doesn't happen every second. You don't like to see it happen. But you don't see what happened with Arraez every day. It's just that's why I call it a freak play.
Yep, freak play, and you're happy that Arraez is, seemingly okay, and you're happy the Padres picked up a win as well.
Oh, I'd be freaking out if the Padres lost this game, got swept. Arraez was staying in an area hospital. You didn't know the extent of his injury. Like, if you had all those factors tonight, that's a different conversation. But Arraez left the hospital. They feel optimistic. He was in their clubhouse. Now he's going to stay back. He's going to travel tomorrow, it sounds like. But again, it could have been worse, it appears. Now, that doesn't mean he's not going to miss some time. I have no idea how long he's going to miss, but it appears as if it could have been worse. So I do think that's relatively good news for the Padres.
Exactly. I think minimum 7 days if they put him on the concussion protocol list, or if they say, we're just going to give you the series off, and they don't want to put him on the IL because they think he can be ready by Friday.
This is kind of funny. Tatis is allowed to hurt Rizzo because he's a great player. Big difference. Okay. I mean, I get that point. Like, what do you, again, like Arraez, you want to see him play every day because he's capable of 3 hits every day. Like, that's a loss, dude. If you don't have Luis Arraez for a week, it's a freaking loss. He can hit 450 in a week.
Oh, for sure.
What's a week compared to, what looked like something that could have been crazy? And I mean, you don't even want to speculate on what you thought it could have been. So, I mean, you're thinking maybe it's going to be months and months or weeks and weeks. But if it's not that,
dude, I saw this tweet from somebody, and it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. They're like, Dubon, it wasn't his fault, but he definitely deserves 97 in the ribs. I'm like, okay,
guys. Again, I get being upset about it. I do. I mean, I get like, man, that sucks. Like, I get that reaction. Like, man, the injury bug, or that sucks that just happened. Like, what are the odds? Like, I get that. I get frustration or being angry. I do get that. But I don't get placing the blame on Dubon like he was in the wrong. I know we're crying over spilled milk, but I just don't get it. All right, let's get back to this conversation. I do want to thank our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. You can play right now with promo code PODSWRAP by clicking the link in the description down below, and you can get a 50% deposit match up to $1,000 and a free gimme pick. And it couldn't be simpler or easier to play. Like tomorrow in Detroit, Randy Vasquez. If you think he has higher than a half strikeout in the first inning, you can play it. Then let's say you pair it with NBA action. Knicks Pistons tomorrow. Jalen Brunson higher than 28.5 points. If that happens, you go 2 for 2. That pays $25. But wait, there's more. You can pair that with Cade Cunningham. And then you can pair that with, let's get another NBA game. Russell Westbrook. I didn't know he was in the NBA, but let's say he scores higher than 11.5 points. All of a sudden, $10 pays $90. And you can keep this thing going. Let's add in Chris Dunn. $10 pays $180. You can flex it, which means you don't even have to get them all right, and you can still win big. So use promo code PODSWRAP and get a free gimme pick. They'll give you, like Fernando Tatis Jr., higher than a half plate appearance. That's an automatic win. Plus, they'll give you a 50% deposit match up to $1,000. Click the link in the description down below. Use promo code PODSWRAP. That's PADSWRAP.
We've gone 58 minutes, and I haven't even said, you see that Warriors game tonight?
What happened? I don't even – they won, right?
They did. They did win. There's a lot happening today. A lot happening. By the way, real quick, download the Underdog Fantasy app. Use our promo code PODSWRAP. Again, this is a non-negotiable. If you are downloading the Underdog Fantasy app, use our promo code PODSWRAP. Scan the QR code above my head there. It's super fun to play, especially with, the NBA playoffs going on now, baseball, multiple things you can play here across 2 different sports. NHL playoffs are also happening as well if you want to dabble in that. So again, download the Underdog Fantasy app, use our promo code PODSWRAP.
Floor is yours to talk about John Cena.
Okay. So first off, I have to say, Darnay, bro. I love WWE. I did not like it. I did not like it for a good amount of time because I thought that the stories they were having were just awful from like 2012 to like 2022 or 2021. I was like, this all sucks. And then the last couple of years, it got really good. The main event tonight, John Cena winning, beating Cody Rhodes. Like, it had to happen because you can't turn John Cena heel and then not have him win. But I agree. The match fell flat to me. I was expecting a better finish. I was expecting more, but also you could tell if they did more, the crowd was going to be rooting hard for Cena, and they were already turning on Cody. And so if you listen, John Cena said, "I'm going to ruin wrestling." Did you expect him to put out a banger match? No, because his goal now is what he is saying is he wants to ruin wrestling. So that's what it is. The rest of the show tonight was a absolute banger, though. The triple threat match last night between Cena, Rollins, and Punk, I would argue it's the best triple threat match in the history of the company. And it's going to be remembered as one of the better main events in WrestleMania history. And there you go, John.
What the hell are you talking about? Like, seriously.
What? I enjoyed it. Look,
I know, I'm sure you did.
A lot of people like to be like, "Oh, this fucking sucked." Yeah, there was some stuff that I did was like, whatever, who cared? But there were a lot of matches that I was like, "Damn, this is really good." So yeah, I thought it was pretty cool how John Cena came out to like literally just like black and white, like no Titantron, no nothing. Just came out, just no video package. Just said F it, wins the match, and whatever. I will say, The Rock not showing up, huge miss. Massive miss.
Where was he?
I mean, that's I'm not going to blame Triple H for that. Like that's all on The Rock. I mean, what the fuck? You can't be a part of the storyline and then just not show up to WrestleMania. That was brutal.
So true.
What was your favorite part of WrestleMania,
Isn't John Cena a big Padres fan?
No. I know. Well, he was at a couple of Padres games.
I thought he was like a huge fan.
Of the Padres?
Yeah, he's like throwing out first pitches every game.
Dominic Mysterio, who is a huge fan of the Padres, grew up in San Diego. His father, Rey Mystery.
Right.
He won the Intercontinental title tonight in a fucking awesome Fatal 4-Way match, which was dope. And he wore a Padres jacket on the post show.
It's something about Logan Allen. Remember the Logan Allen John Cena thing?
I remember that. Yes, he came to, they like knew each other.
They're like best friends. That's the same guy, John Cena? Is that the guy that won the title? He's
John
still
Cena
around. How old is he?
This is his last year, John. This is his retirement tour.
So of course he's going to win, right?
Yes. They call me Darnay's. I don't know if Darnay is watching, but Darnay's saying I'm a fake fan of wrestling.
You're getting so mad about it.
Yeah, just because I don't tweet about wrestling all the time doesn't mean I don't watch it.
Can I show off our new store yet or no, Jim?
I mean, no, not yet. There are some tweaks I need to make to it.
All right. It doesn't really matter either way.
Right. No one will buy anything anyway.
No one cares. No one
but there are some cool stuff in there. We are working on a brand new merchandise store. Brand new merch store. It will soon be live and ready to go. I think it's live right now, but people can't find it. But it will soon be ready to go. Brand new merch. All brand new stuff. Some really cool stuff that we had. So be on the lookout. Yeah, shout out to Jeff.
Who was at the game tonight? I'm pretty sure.
I don't see him in the chat, so maybe he's on his way back. It was his birthday there today.
Run It Back says that was mid-mania. I don't know. Should have got his moments. I don't know. Should have got his moments.
IDK. Who's IDK?
He's that new wrestler. I don't know. It's like TBA.
You were telling me tonight, former Aztec is like a WWE superstar, and he's dating Maxine Dupree, and I was like, what?
Yeah, what's his name?
He's not on like the main roster. He's like some rando.
Yes, he is. This
He's
guy like
not.
won a title. Anthony Luke. He played for the Aztecs in 2018,
Okay.
and now he's like winning the national championship in wrestling.
No, he's not.
Let me see. He spent 4 years. No, 2 years. Transferred in.
Here's the thing about people are like, oh, this is a mid-mania. Last year was peak. Now, it was the best main event in the history of the company. But when you're coming off of that high, yeah, it's going to be hard to top that. It's going to be really hard to top it.
Does Aaron does she put up with this? To J Mar's point, Jim actually found someone to marry him talking like that, wrestling. Wow, that poor woman. Does Aaron watch?
She watched all 8 hours of WrestleMania with me.
Oh God,
I know. I feel bad for her. But
she didn't like.
It was funny because when Cody made his entrance, she woed, and I was like, "You know what that is?" She's like, "Of course I do."
Well, I don't know what it is.
During Cody's entrance, he has a part of the song where the crowd goes, "Whoa!"
Why don't you start a wrestling channel and then prove Darnay wrong? You could do it right after this. You could talk about WrestleMania, man. It's a big topic.
Yeah, it is. I know. There's some channels that are getting like
huge views,
hundreds of thousands of views because of WrestleMania. I don't know if I want to get in that space though.
Why not?
Because it's just sometimes I see it. It's a very toxic space.
It can't be more toxic than this, man. It probably is. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
All right. Join us tomorrow, 2 p.m. San Diego Sports 760 for John and Jim. We'll get you ready for Padres and Tigers at 3:40, by the way, tomorrow. Perfect 3:40 start time, right in the middle of John and Jim. So join us tomorrow, 2 p.m. Kevin Acey will be on the show in the 2 o'clock hour, the latest on Luis Arraez. And we'll get you ready for that Tigers series again that will get underway on Monday at 3:40. We'll have a wrap-up show for you as well tomorrow night at 9:30. Support our partners, Hamul Casino, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance, our title sponsor. If you have an insurance need, get in contact with Mark. Click that link in the description down below. Mova Globes, if you want one, get 10% off. Use promo code PWS10. Click the link in the description down below. And Underdog Fantasy, free gimme pick plus a 50% deposit match if you use promo code PADSWRAP. That's PADSWRAP. Who do the Padres play tomorrow?
They play the Detroit Tigers, John.
Who's pitching? And I'm actually curious.
Tomorrow would be Randy Vasquez.